Curtis is not the only person from the Zeus network that you f***ed. Okay? You know,
Curtis isn't the main individual from the Zeus organization that you okay. And I don't need to utilize, purportedly I'll say supposedly, you didn't simply keep this like you're a hitched lady with a kid. And you Curtis supposedly, and you likewise are one of the EPS of the show. You all should get a seat for this one since Natalie Nunn's piddling self just got uncovered by Fivio Foreign for betraying her better half Jacob Pay with one of his homeboys and this you all besides the fact that she connecting with is this man despite her better half's good faith. Yet she's been burning through all the cash she makes from Zeus and even flew him out a couple various times to Dubai to have some oddity offs with different men. See, hey, Natalie is a hot smelling wreck. The insane thing is, this isn't even the initial time she's been blamed for betraying Jacob. She's been resting around for a really long time, and word on the road is the motivation behind why Jacob isn't uttering a word is on the grounds that he's DL and his union with Natalie is only a concealment. Better believe it. You all heard that right now. With respect to Natalie, she hadn't arrived for Fivio telling all her business to the world. So she went off on him. Natalie, don't play with me. Will drag you? Okay. I will put out the entirety of your tea, darling. I have instant message of us kicking about you. Him? I have video of me in your lodging with you and Curtis in Atlanta while he's laying in your butt. Ellie? Okay, so Natalie, religious recluse, began moving for every one of some unacceptable reasons a couple of days prior when Fivio Foreign uncovered her for being a sugar mom for one of his home slices. Yet, like I said before, this ain't whenever Natalie first got found betraying her better half. The bit of hearsay have been going around for a hot moment at this point, yet Fivio is the primary individual to come through with every one of the receipts and, surprisingly, trigger a reaction out of Natalie and Jacob met in 2011 and in the end got hitched by 2012. She later declared in 2014 that she was pregnant with their most memorable kid, yet she lost that child in the wake of experiencing a premature delivery. She got pregnant again in late 2016 and they in the end had their girl process in 2017. Now you would figure in the wake of going through such a great deal together they would turn out to be nearer as a team. Yet it was truly the direct inverse. It just after excursion they began having conjugal issues. Things got so terrible that they isolated in 2019 after Jacob got Natalie laying down with Dan Osborne. Besides the fact that she getting was freaky, yet they was having entire oddity off meetings with Dan and Chloe. Simultaneously, a source near Natalie spilled all the tea to the U.S. child, and they said Jacob was so furious when the story came out the previous evening. He's gone to remain with his companions, and he really wants some time alone. The source likewise said that even after Jacob discovered Natalie in the act, she was all the while conversing with Dan on the opposite side, since he later saw instant messages in Natalie's telephone, in which she and Dan were arranging a get-together to attach again. Jacob captured Natalie informing Dan and told her absolutely not a chance was she going to meet him. He have zero faith in Dan the slightest bit, and he thought it was exceptionally unusual that a wedded man believed Natalie should travel to La so they could hang out alone. He felt like Dan was attempting to attach with her again, yet this was only the beginning of a line of tricking claims against Natalie on the grounds that pretty much a year prior she was uncovered by previous Awful Young Men Club star Milan Christopher, who said that Natalie was having an unsanctioned romance with one of the cast individuals from the show named Curtis. And obviously Curtis ain't the one in particular that Natalie was laying down with. Milan said she was having an unsanctioned romance with one of the leader makers of the show and a lot of other cast individuals. Now Mindu Natalie herself is a chief maker of the show, so these men felt compelled to lay down with her since she's their supervisor. Natalie Curtis isn't the main individual from the Zeus organization that you okay. And I don't need to utilize, supposedly I'll say purportedly, yet you didn't Curtis like you're a hitched lady with a kid and you Curtis supposedly, and you addition. Allie are one of the EPS of the show. Okay, hello William. Do you really want me to begin discussing you one of the EPS of the show too? Natalie, don't play with me. I will drag you, okay? I will put out the entirety of your tea, darling. I have instant message of us kicking about ying them up. Have video of me and your lodging with you and Curtis in Atlanta while he's laying in your bed. Darling, recollect that live when I came to Natalie's room. and I was cussing out, Drain and every one of them, and I was in Natalie's room, and I was understanding Anthony and perusing them. Curtis was there. I got the video. Okay, Curtis was in the room. Curtis got in my vehicle. I drove. Curtis reached my home like, stop, keep your mom. I would dislike drag you. I would dislike mother read the out of your little idiotic quit. Bringing me up, I wasn't the person who told the world you and Curtis was that never came out my mouth. Discuss you getting that mother obliterated by a mother cast part that you projected. Discuss hat moon face. Discuss that mother and while you pregnant why you got an entire spouse and an entire home and an entire child at home. Discussion about that child. Milan. 8 Natalie right down cleared the plates and left no pieces. This man truly sat up there and read her to foulness like she was nothing. And in the event that you all actually question Milan Rowley, who is Natalie's co-star on BD's East, additionally spilled the tea about how Natalie connected with TDs and laid down with various men consistently on Curtis while we was recording for Baddies. You was on a wide range of we had numerous at the house, so you got damnation children. It ain't only one while you staying there need to talk. We should go Natalie, we should go Curtis, better believe it. I could gotta see yet, got some. Revolting ass lies this on a mother young man. Now we as a whole know Rowley could make a wisecrack yet child she never lies. And do you all recall that off-kilter second when Natalie and Crone were on live at? And Natalie let Cran know that she was home with her significant other and her girl. Crone looked truly stunned when Natalie said that individuals accept this is on the grounds that Cran presumably saw Natalie getting down with a lot of various men, so she was extremely stunned to figure out Natalie was doing all that while wedded with an entire youngster. So who around there since for what reason are you young lady? I'm at home with my family, my better half and my girl. You have a husband. Rock. I'm hanging up this live. I'm hanging off this live. What? Yes, I have a husband. I've been hitched for a very long time. Definitely, I certainly up and afterward. Only a couple of months prior, Tommy Lee additionally chosen to be trivial and uncovered during a meeting that Natalie had by and by told her some time back, she took part in an extramarital entanglements with Chris Earthy Colored. She said Natalie and Chris Brown had been connecting for some time anyway. After Chris parted ways with her, she chose to let I down with Chris Earthy Colored's sibling and Chris safety officer to exact revenge on Chris for unloading her. Occurred with Chris Earthy Colored. What is your interpretation of everything happened that evening? Great, you realize. She said to me they had relationship and that now she had sibling to get back at him, and afterward now she's security. And you know for her being hitched, and that I very figure we shouldn't have been there. I think it was Satan going about his responsibility. It was a lot continuing excessively yet, separated from that you realize and hasn't I think she got 2 or 3 them. I be seeing a tone on her like while we was working don't no one know that my thought process, even her better half realizes that like they hang out dislike they have seen him in the bed. I'm like he's been similar to you understand what I'm talking